Hello seniors, let's look at our final Algebra 2 assignment of the year. We have a mixed review on quadratic functions, and it says solve by the method of your choice, meaning you can do whatever you are most comfortable with, whether that is factor, square root, or the quadratic formula. To review, because I'm sure we have blocked it since last week, quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, if the bx, once you're in standard form, is missing, Mr. Church strongly encourages you to use the square root method. So just a couple of quick pointers. First thing we're going to do is make sure all of them are in standard form. So we have an imaginary 1. It's not imaginary, sorry, that's actually a math term, but we have a 1 here. This is ax squared plus bx plus c. This one we need to move the 64 to both sides so that we have 1x squared minus 16x plus 64. And again, there's your ax squared, there's your bx, there's your c. This one, we're going to move the 3x, and we get x squared minus 3x equals 0. This is ax squared plus bx. There is no c in this one, so you should use greatest common factor on that one. This one is ax squared plus bx plus c. So is this one. Please excuse my children in the back. This one is missing your bx. So you have ax squared plus c. You should use square root on that one. The next one is ax squared plus bx plus c. And then number 8, if I turn my pencil off, is in standard form already. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Unfortunately, I can't scroll down, so I'm not sure if I turn my pen back on. That's what I was afraid was going to happen. I will not be able to help you with number 8, but it is in standard form. So let's pick a couple of these and work through them. I think we are going to look at number 1, number 3, and let's do number 5 together. Okay, so number 1 is your standard form where a is 1, and I would automatically try to factor that one. A times c is 15, b is 8. Multiples of 15, 1 and 15, 3 and 5. That's it. These guys add to 16. These guys add to 8. That's your happy place. So you're going to split that middle one up. So you end up with x squared plus 5x plus 3x plus 15 equals 0. Then you're going to group. And you're going to take out what they have in common. This guy, they both have an x. Take it out. You're left with x plus 5. Remember, we're going to take something out of the next one so that it is also x plus 5. So what did I take out to go from 3x to x? I took out a 3. So you're going to divide a 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So you end up with x plus 3 times x plus 5 equals 0. This says solve. So you need to make sure that you actually finish this by setting each of those equal to 0. Like this. Move your numeral to the other side. X is negative 3 or x is negative 5. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 3. I'm telling you, you're going to use greatest common factor because there is no c. So as we're looking at this equation, what do they both have? They both have an x. So take an x out to the front, and you're left with x minus 3 equals 0. It says solve in the directions, so set each part equal to 0. X equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. Solve the second one, and you get x equals 3. So these two are your final answer, and I should have circled those up there. Okay, moving on to number 4. Number 4, because a is not 1, probably I would use quadratic formula because you guys don't love factoring. Let's do number 5 together. Number 5, we're going to try to factor it. If it is not pretty, then we will jump over to the quadratic formula. So number 5, a times c, that's going to be 20. B is -2. This is positive. This is negative. So these guys have to be a double negative. So -1, -20, -2, -10, sorry, -4, -5. That's it on multiples of 20. So this gives me -21, -12, -9. None of those come out to a nice -2, so that doesn't work. So we're going to jump to quadratic formula. So -b, which is -2 times the square root of -2 squared minus 4 times 5 times 4 all over 2 times 5. Okay, so the opposite of a -2 is +2. Square root, -2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 5 is 20. 20 times 4 is 80, all over 10. Okay, so you're going to get a negative number. You're going to get a negative radical. So this is going to be an imaginary solution. So we get, and this should be plus or minus, and I didn't copy that in there. I apologize. Okay, so you're going to get 2 plus or minus the square root of -76 over 10. Then you need to think about your perfect squares. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81. Didn't even need to go that high because I need to find out if any of those numbers go into 76. I'm going to guess you need a calculator to figure that out. So you're just going to take 76 and divide. Let's start with the first smallest one by 64. Nope, it's a decimal. 76 divided by 49. I'm going to guess that one doesn't work. 76 divided by 36. Nope. Obviously 25 won't work. 76 divided by 16. Nope. 76 divided by 9. Nope. 76 divided by 4. Yes, that one works. So this simplifies to, and I apologize, Ms. Hurst is going to come over here. 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 times the square root of 19 times the square root of -1 all over 10. So now let's clean up. What can be cleaned up? This guy can be cleaned up and this guy can be cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get, whoa, just kidding. Let me erase that. My goodness. Okay, let's go back to our pen. We're going to get 2 plus or minus 2i radical 19 over 10. We still need some cleanup because this guy's even, and that guy's even. So we're going to clean it up. We're going to go back to our pen. And because Mrs. Hurst likes to confuse you, we're going to go over here. So 2 divided by 10, reduced divided by 2 is going to be 1 plus or minus I radical 19 over 5. Okay, so that's your final answer to number 5. Number 7, let's see, I'll help you get it started. Number 7, we're going to take 6 times -1. We're going to get a -6. And we're going to get a -2. So to do this, we would do 1, -6, 2, -3. This gives me a -5. This gives me a -1. So again, we're going to use quadratic formula. Okay, so you're going to take this one and plug it in up in the formula. It's in pink on top. Number 5 we did. 6 you're going to square root. 4 you're going to use the quadratic formula. And number 8, if I take 1 times -4, I get -4, and then I get a 2. So to do this, sorry, there's a 1 here. I can't write there. I'm so sorry. Let me see if there's a way for me to do this. So you're going to take -4 times 1. That's a -4. And your middle number is a 2. So you're going to put a 2 there. You're going to draw your line. Multiples of -4 would be -1 and 4, -2 and 2. So again, I would use quadratic formula on number 8 because those are not going to work. All right, any questions? Let me know.